Hi, and welcome to Activate Literacy's Breaking It Down series. In this brief tutorial, I'll explain dysgraphia, which portions of the brain are implicated, and how it manifests in the classroom. Additionally, I'll explore ways dysgraphia should be addressed to alleviate the symptoms and frustration your child might be experiencing.
Dysgraphia is a neurobiological disability that causes impairment in the orthographic coding of the working memory as it specifically pertains to handwriting.
Orthographic coding, which is significantly impacted in dysgraphia, is the brain's ability to store written words in working memory long enough to analyze. The particular areas most involved in the orthographic coding process include the parietal lobe, the temporal lobe, and the frontal gyrus. When orthographic coding is impaired, as with dysgraphia, it affects processing of written language, storing and recalling letters, numbers, and other symbols, working memory, long term memory language storage, and phonological based skills, which is a bidirectional impact. Two additional areas are implicated in dysgraphia as well. These include sequential finger movement impairment and fine motor deficit. Dysgraphic students struggle with the planning and execution of the proper order of finger movements necessary to produce letters and words. Additionally, dysgraphic students often present with fine motor issues, resulting in weak hand muscles, incorrect pencil grip, and physical fatigue from writing. Occupational therapy is an excellent additional adjunct intervention to address the fine motor deficits dysgraphic students experience.
Child that has dysgraphia will not only have extremely poor spelling, but will also have very poor handwriting. And this also translates to written expression in general. So, because the child has difficulty getting words on paper, they're just not successful when it comes to written expression. It's very overwhelming to them. A lot of times, these children will almost have an emotional response to having to write sentences, paragraphs. That sort of assignment is extremely stressful to them.
The four primary ways dysgraphia presents in the classroom include handwriting, spelling, written expression, and student frustration. When looking at a dysgraphic student's handwriting, you'll observe letter reversals, incorrect letter ordering, difficulty with letter spacing and word spacing, slow letter formation, an unusual pencil grip, horns on letters, as well as an inability to stay on the line when writing. With spelling, you'll notice letter omissions and additions, incorrect letter sequencing, inventing words, and an inability to spell words that a student can otherwise recognize in print. These handwriting and spelling challenges further impact written expression as well. When observing the writing process, there is disorganization, a struggle to plan and structure written language, grammatical errors, and challenges translating oral ideas into written language. Finally, all of these challenges build into student frustration when given a written task to complete. This will exhibit through distress, exhaustion while writing, and an overabundance of time needed to complete a simple written assignment. Cursive instruction is an essential skill for dysgraphic students. They must transition early from print to cursive handwriting. This mitigates many handwriting issues dysgraphic students encounter, including proper letter formation, letter reversals, letter spacing, and word spacing. Structured literacy intervention with Orton Gillingham based instruction is key for helping a dysgraphic student increase both phonemic awareness and phonological skills. Classroom accommodations are also necessary to ensure a dysgraphic student is successful. These can include, but are not limited to, extended time for assignments and testing, as well as not being graded on spelling, grammar, or handwriting. Finally, dysgraphic and dyslexic students' classroom performance is greatly impacted by positive reinforcement. Having a teacher or instructor who takes the time to encourage a dysgraphic student's progress builds their confidence, encourages student engagement, and improves educational outcomes.